thought I'd start with some spooky music at the start. It was like circus sort of tingy music. I don't know what that was, but that was freaky. Anyways, welcome in. My name's Tree, and welcome to my Halloween 2025 build as part of the Halloween Stream Weekend for Wilderness SMP. Big shout out to Kendov and a few of the other guys that kind of helped me out on this one, and also a lot of obviously the players that took part. There's a bunch of VIPs from throughout the content creation space came to join us on the SMP weekend, as well as the usual Team Wild and Wilderness community members. Well done, everyone that took part. All your builds were absolutely incredible. On to my build. What we're doing today is we're working on the Burrow. The Burrow is a Harry Potter inspired build. You may notice it from the movies once we get to the end, but it is the Weasley's house. Now this was voted on in the Discord, but I'll put pictures on the side here so obviously you can see what my inspiration was for this picture. And there was two. There was one that we had obviously was the original build, which I wasn't too fond of because it was a bit too pale in colour. I went for actually the more colourful variation of this build, which you can actually see here is a 3D puzzle variation that I found on Amazon. So we'll take that as an absolute win. And I think it turned out quite well. I mean, we did wing this as usual, just using the reference image, particularly for the architecture. We didn't use it for the detailing in the windows later. That went completely out the window, and I just added my own windows in. Same with the interior. So it's not quite like for like pop culture reference to the lore of the Weasley house, unfortunately. I just didn't have time. We only had a stream weekend for this, so we didn't have long to do it. And I've obviously got many other builds in the work. So I did what I could, but this will be available on Patreon if you do want to download it and add it to your own worlds. It will probably be on Patreon not long after this video comes out. But this build consisted of a few different blocks. Down at the bottom it was granite and brick variants for the roof, with calcite, diorite, quartz and pale oak. For the walls you'll see that there, some glass. And the main wood was spruce. We used spruce pretty much for the main struts and structures, with oak and birch as a sort of secondary colour for the sort of log effect on the actual build itself. I did throw in some dark oak. You may kind of notice it as we went through there. I did go back and add some shading and some tones around the outside to darken up where I believe the shadows would be if you're in shaders or not shaders. So I've got shaders on for this build, as you can see. So a lot of the shadows are there, but if you're not, I think that just adds a little bit of a better depth perception to the building and really adds to the texture and the feel. But I think it turned out really great. So up into the roof, if you just kind of keep going further up, you can see we did use prismarine and warp wood to kind of go the wood effects. And then around each of the frames, it was the spruce variants, I think, kind of worked well for the windows. So yeah, this build didn't take me too long to do. I think it took me like 2 streams. I think it was something like 10 hours, something in total. And this is what it turned out like. Now at the end of the video, I'll give you a little bit of a tour. I'll walk you through the build, talk about the sort of the heights, what you guys may want to see for the future. And if you guys want to add anything to it by downloading it, you're obviously more than welcome. And I'll give you a tour of what's inside. But massive thanks to obviously the guys that organise these stream weekends. It is pretty cool. I'll actually show you in the video at the end the tunnel that I made, sort of style it for the guys, and then the sort of the portal entrance from the other side in the nether. I'll show you all that, and I'll bring you down to the build of what we're going to be kind of maybe doing in the future. I'll do it off this video. It's slightly different. But yeah, a lot of content to talk about. I'll leave that to Tree and sort of the outro video just in a second. But I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. This was a lovely build to do for Harry Potter. And thank you for everyone in the Discord who voted for this. And this build is for you guys. So thank you all so much to my community for watching. And yeah, I'll hand you over to Tree now. I'll go through and maybe talk about some of the other builders in here, so what they've done, and give you a little bit of a tour. Take it away, Tree. Right, hello, welcome. So yeah, I thought I'd start my journey from the Nether portal because it kind of gives you a little bit of a tour of where we are, what we're up to, in regards to like the overall server's construction. So this is sort of the central sort of hub area. This is the portal room that kind of takes us to the shopping district and stuff like that. The Halloween district that we've built is up here. So I'm going to fly over and it's going to take you there and explain what we're doing. So a couple of different elements I got asked to make in creative, one of which was the portal to the Halloween district, which is just up here to the left hand side. I was asked to kind of make it in a certain size. Unfortunately Luna was on holiday, so I got left to my own imagination. And let's just say it was a little bit bigger than maybe everyone expected. So they managed to sort of get it into the world, which was amazing, and it turned out pretty good. So this is it. So this is the entrance to our Halloween district. You can somewhat see the portal in the end, and I managed to put this together using a lot of sort of ideas and concepts from people that was already on the server and had initial ideas themselves. But I'll just fly along and get into the portal. Eat some carrots, and take you into the actual Halloween district itself. So the stream weekend is for community members, Team Wild, which is the main content creators, but also for VIPs. And this kind of gave them a little bit of a walkway, especially for the VIPs. They're not people who play on the server regularly. They are other content creators that is invite only, and they got invited to come play on the server. So let's just hop on through the portal into the Halloween district and show you some of the stuff. So as you're going to come through, I'll try and give it as much of a tour as I can, obviously before I go to my build, to kind of wrap up from in front of mine. But from here, I'll go free camp, so it's a little bit easier. As you kind of came through the portal there was an initial tree sort of design, and that's where a lot of the portal was in the room that we just came through. That took inspiration from this tree. And then we've got massive sort of organics here from like Luna. She managed to get the tree in. And then there's one of the builds here, which is from... Nightmare Before Christmas, one of the sort of the from Sally's professor, the one that sort of makes her from the movies. I think they don't want any sleep, so that's good for us because get some Halloween stuff. And there's other builds around the bottom, like from Bo. Boy Cars is over there, and then Calvin. Obviously, a lot of you guys might know Calvin as a sort of really good Minecraft builder and a YouTube content creator. That was his build there. I don't know if it's finished yet. I noticed I've not been speaking. I've not been on the server too much to speak to them all. And there's obviously a few builds around the back from like Jormungandr. There's still areas to be claimed, so there are builds to be finished still, just due to obviously availability. We've got people like Supersaurus Rex, Soups over here, currently dealing with Enderman by the sounds of it. We've got Topsy's build, which is here. Lily Mae Darlin is over here, and then we've got other people around the back as well. Opal Owl. Manky Hamsters over there, and yeah, there's lots of different builds that people go on, and I think people are still actively working on a lot of their builds right now, which is amazing. I've managed to finish mine up, although I didn't manage to get an interior done, and I still have a path to do, but that's things that I'll add slightly later on. I will add an interior, I think. It's just going to be able to find the time to be able to do it right now, because things are a little bit chaotic at home, and yeah, I've got a few other projects that I would like to get finished. So yeah, I'll go through the gate and just kind of fly down, and I'll show you my build. So I'm going to run this with no shaders on. Obviously in the time-lapse video that you guys saw, it was running with the with the shaders on, which obviously gives it a little bit of the colors and stuff for the actual build itself. But whilst it's dark, we'll just pop inside, because I did manage to get a little bit of an interior laid, and it's mainly just the floors. So there's not a lot of the interior detailing added just yet, like the kitchen tables or the living room areas and stuff like that. That'll probably come in the future. And if anyone does want to add this to the Patreon, I will leave it for Patreon blank. So if you do want to add in later, you certainly can. So there's little cubby holes and stuff. I've still got tiny little details to finish up after this video goes out. I think it turned out pretty good. So it's going to got lots of different floors and levels. I'll just jump up another floor here on the inside. Now that has been a quite clever one, this one. Unfortunately, from the outside, you might notice just in there, I had to hide the staircase. So the staircase is kind of hidden inside of that wall using the trapdoors. Two little floors here, one to the right there, another one to the left. Two little rooms that could be utilized for the build. And we're just going to go up to the top. There we go. I've got a final room up here. So yeah, I managed to get most of the interior floors in. I did that slightly separately. I didn't even stream it, which is quite unlike me. Normally I do a lot of this stuff on stream and get inspiration for everybody in the chat and things. But no, we just kind of logged on one night, got it finished. And we've still got little things to do. So obviously, before I kind of stream next or any of the content I'm about to go up to next, yeah, I'll try and get this done. We'll see how it goes. See how it goes, but right, I'll kind of leave you there for now. I don't have a bed, unfortunately, so I can't sleep. All my stuff was down here when I was building, so I can't really even sleep. Is there a bed nearby? Lily Mae Darlin's always gonna have a bed in our house, right? Oh no, someone is sleeping. Oh, perfect. Means we don't have to go in. But look, Lily did. Oh, there's a bed. But Lily did. Look, Lily did amazing. It's got like full interiors. cauldrons, mini blocks. Yeah, I didn't quite have the time to do all of this week. Yeah, it's turned out fantastic. So well done to everybody. It's kind of got their builds in. There we go. It's daylight. I mean, it's raining, but we'll take what we can get. We're on a server, so we'll take what we can get. Let's flip round. And yeah, there we go. That's what we turned out with. So we'll end on a rainy note. It is November. I suppose it is a little bit more wetter in Scotland than it is typically. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. We have got a lot more Christmas builds coming up in the not too distant future. So if you would like to see me do any builds, because there was a suggestion, to build Nakatomi Plaza. Yes, because Die Hard is apparently a Christmas movie. That was someone's suggestion for me to make. So yeah, there's that first suggestions came in, and there's been something to do with the Grinch as well. So any sort of builds you want to see me do over the Christmas period for the Patreon store and on stream, please just comment in the section down below. I'd really would appreciate it, and we'll see if we can make your builds happen. So yeah, we'll see how it goes over sort of the next 4, 5, 6 weeks. I think, is it 6 weeks to Christmas? I think it's 6 weeks, 6 days or something my wife was telling me today. So yeah. Not long to go. Right, my name has been Tree. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll hopefully catch you all again in another video in the not too distant future. Take it easy, guys. Speak to you all soon. Bye.